Mrs. Vrinda, has Rahul Gandhi changed or his press conferences or the art of the press conference in itself? Something has shifted since his first press conference on vote chori on the 7th of August and the 18th of September. In many ways, Rahul Gandhi has changed the structure, the grammar and the vocabulary of political press conferences. This is a mix of TED Talks, boardroom meetings and mass outreach political press conferences. In his 2024 press conferences, Rahul Gandhi comes on stage flanked by Jairam Ramesh, Pawan Kheda or KC Venugopal. Surely he leads and dominates the conversation, but compare them to these visuals of him sweeping along the stage. This is not how political press conferences have been conducted in the past. The only visual behind Rahul is of the PowerPoint presentation prepared by his team. For the audiences who watch Rahul at home, he is the only person in the frame. Even though he talks about Karnataka, a state where his own party is in power, he does not call the Chief Minister Siddaramaiah or the Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivkumar to join him on stage. Instead, he calls the Congress candidate from Aland and the characters of one of the stories that he is talking about. He does not dwell on the BJP, Modi or Shah. He controls the direction of his press conference and does not deviate from his topic. We noticed that his conferences on the 7th of August and the 18th of September had many differences like these, significant enough to be taken note of. You might remember this image from Rahul's 7th August press conference that was celebrated by the Congress. Photos of Rahul Gandhi facing the press were released from the party's social media handles and the message was clear. This is how the leader of opposition takes press conferences when the Prime Minister does not, when he has not taken one press conference in 11 years. Come to the 18th of September, a day after the Prime Minister's birthday. Rahul walks onto the stage all alone. There are no distractions on the stage, no flags, no banners, no election motives. His press conference, as it unfolds, reflects a similar clarity of thought and purpose. So what has changed?
How are you? Sorry, I got a little late. How are you? All well? Would you like to say something?
No, we can start, sir.
I'm not talking about his clothes or his sandals or his loosely fit pant that hung above his ankles. No, that is not important to our discussion. Rahul does not sit behind the table. He comes forward to the reporters, jokes with them, picks up huge bundles from the table, brandishes the constitution in front of the cameras, puts it on the table behind him.
ये 4 बजे सुबह उठ के फाइल कर रहे हैं. पता नहीं क्या हुआ. 4 बजे सुबह कहा कि भैया मैं 2 वोटर को डिलीट करूंगा और कितने 36 सेकंड में डिलीट कर दिए, फिर सो गए.
He jokes about Nagaraj, who wakes up at 4 a.m. to delete 2 voters and then goes back to sleep. He laughs and the hall laughs with him. But in his press conference on the 7th of August, when the press laughed, Rahul took note and questioned their laughter, saying that you are witnessing the murder of democracy. How can you laugh?
नहीं आप हंस रहे हो भैया, पूरा सिस्टम उड़ा दिया है, चोरी हो रही है.
This is a new Rahul Gandhi, who is in command of the stage in the hall and of the stage beyond. His press conference on the 18th of September was streamed live by 65,000 viewers on YouTube alone. Rahul has walked into the arena of TRP numbers, an arena which used to be the solo domain of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. In his press conference on the 7th of August, someone behind the stage controlled the presentation. We saw some miscommunication happen on stage and Rahul was instead holding the mic in his hand. But this time, in his latest press conference, Rahul wore the mic on his shirt and chose to run the presentation himself. And he does not talk about the Varanasi election, something that was being speculated widely. He does not talk about Haryana either. He deliberately chooses to focus on 2 smaller seats which may have been not so glamorous to look at, but which helped put his point across with exceptional clarity. Rahul Gandhi is in no hurry. He has said that he will expose the patterns of vote chori across multiple press conferences in the upcoming months.
वो भी मैं आपको दिखा दूंगा, वो भी मैं आपको प्रूफ के साथ दिखा दूंगा, है हमारे पास। मैं फाउंडेशन लगा रहा हूं, मैं फाउंडेशन क्रिएट कर रहा हूं, है हमारे पास। मैं स्टेज पे बिना प्रूफ के नहीं चढ़ूंगा, बता रहा हूं।
What Rahul is talking about are complex issues. There are multiple rules, laws, bylaws when it comes to something as massive as the Indian election. But his focus is on simplification. He does not use complicated terms or legal jargon that can throw off the audience. Take the 7th August press conference on Mahadevapura. The presentation was neatly organized, the colors in the PPT were few and they did not distract anybody. He took 1 lakh voters. He took 1 lakh voters and categorized them into 5 groups. Duplicate voters, fake and invalid addresses, bulk voters in single address, invalid photos and misuse of Form 6. He takes his time and talks about each of those separately. But in his Anand Files press conference, he picks up a much more complex system, one that involves software manipulation, automated systems, data centers, IP addresses, OTP trails, etc. These are incredibly complex things to talk about on live national TV. But Rahul manages to talk about them in such a way that the experts of the field can get to the business of digging deeper and the larger audience too can get a sense of what the allegation is all about. He simplifies data and takes even fewer examples than his last press conference on the 7th of August. Just 3 individual cases of Suryakant, Nagaraj and Babita Chaudhary where he tells us how each of them was impacted by fraudulent vote deletion. Rahul, it seems, wants to make information as accessible and transparent as can possibly be done. In an age where information is currency, this is a remarkable move. He is not bothered by how the press covers him anymore. He reiterates that he is talking with full evidence, that he has come to the stage prepared only because he has black and white proof.
मैंने टीम से कहा है कि अगर मैं स्टेज पे जा रहा हूं, ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट प्रूफ नहीं होगा, मैं नहीं जाऊंगा। अगर ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट प्रूफ होगा जो कोई मतलब उसको निगेट नहीं कर सकता, मैं जाऊंगा।
Rahul Gandhi's accusations of vote chori are attacked for creating doubts and sowing mistrust regarding the processes of Indian democracy. This time, however, Rahul looked a bit defensive in his explanations too, instead emphasizing his love for Indian democracy.
I am somebody who loves my country. I love my constitution. I love the democratic process and I am protecting that process. And so I'm not going to say anything here that is not going to be based on 100% proof that you can determine.
In his press conference, Rahul Gandhi goes through many moods. We see that he also gets aggressive in his own way when he targets the Chief Election Commissioner Gyanesh Kumar. He picks up one word from the Chief Election Commissioner's press conference and spins it right back at him. Ek saptah, 1 week. Did you notice the way in which Rahul uses ek saptah and the way in which it was used by Gyanesh Kumar?
हलफनामा देना होगा या देश से माफी मांगनी होगी, तीसरा विकल्प नहीं है। अगर 7 दिन में हलफनामा नहीं मिला तो इसका अर्थ ये सारे आरोप निराधार हैं।
ज्ञानेश कुमार जी, आप अपना काम कीजिए। आपने ओथ लिया है, आप हिंदुस्तान के चीफ इलेक्शन कमिश्नर हैं। आपसे कर्नाटक की सीआईडी सबूत मांग रही है। आप कर्नाटक की सीआईडी को यह सबूत 1 सप्ताह के अंदर दे दीजिए, नहीं तो पूरा हिंदुस्तान के सारे युवा इस बात को एक्सेप्ट करेंगे कि आप हिंदुस्तान के कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, हिंदुस्तान के संविधान की हत्या में शामिल हो, हिंदुस्तान के संविधान की रक्षा नहीं कर रहे हो और वोट चोरों की आप मदद कर रहे हो।
So who was dramatic, who was subtle, who was aggressive and who was obvious? These might seem like small changes, but they are not insignificant. Politics is a lot about connection and presentation. And it is my job to notice how India's most ridiculed, most mocked and the least covered politician is tackling the press and changing the art of the press conference. This is Vrinda.